I am Magic with Melly. This is Melly, and you have tuned in to your channeled message reading. Now I'm going to just adjust the camera angle probably a little bit, or not. This is fine, okay? Yes, this is fine. Okay. Hi. Welcome. And so to start off, I have displayed a giant Rider-Waite tarot to kind of solidify the energy to start off with. I'm going to show you. We have the Wheel of Fortune. And actually, let me take a second and close the door so we get no disturbances as people come in and out of the house. But we have the Wheel of Fortune, so we're definitely hoping for some good things to come in, especially with the Four of Wands and Temperance. Definitely need to be in the energy of patience when it comes to the things we want in our life, the things that we are looking forward to celebrating or having in our life, or there's that. I'm going to keep the Wheel of Fortune out because it's a beautiful energy for everyone tuning in. Just wishing everyone some good luck in love and life. All right, and I'm going to show you your oracles. And I also have this High Priestess card that came up for everyone. So I feel as though just balance and tapping into our intuition is very important during this time. I feel as though everyone has been dealing with a little bit of chaos. It's not very fun to be amongst chaos, chaotic energy, stagnant energy. We just want to help, I especially want to help you guys move that forward. So here's your oracle cards. Starting with, I feel confident. I feel as though my collective just needs this reminder to be more confident in your abilities, especially with I will encourage. When these two cards came out, I definitely felt like the importance of reminding everyone of confidence, of having confidence, working on your confidence, making sure that you feel really confident when it comes to your decision making. Perhaps lately when it comes to decisions, you don't know what to do. The energy towards everything feels really sensitive. All right, and with a deep breath, number 7, okay, lucky number 7. And if you're getting to know me, I only have 7 fingers, so here's a validation there that you're in the right place with the 7 and with connecting to me. All right, and just breathe a deep breath, taking a deep breath when it comes to your decision making, really just taking it slow, really understanding where your growth lies, right? Okay, and then moving forward, a merry motive. Some of you need more motivation, maybe perhaps, especially with the wording, merry motive, just going towards what makes you happy would definitely help when you boost that behind your decision making. Like what would make you happy, what would make everyone involved in the situation happy. It's very important to consider when you're making decisions, is having your motivation be boosted or backed by your happiness. We have effortlessness. So when it comes to love, or even in your natural day-to-day life, we want things to be effortless, and that all comes with your perspective on things, okay? Because when it comes to your perspective, I think that there's a real need for change. This is shape-shifting clouds, and if you know anything about, or like if you've ever just looked up at the sky, clouds never stay in one place. They're always changing and forming and moving around. New beginnings, okay? And generation. So definitely, for this might be a message for some of you, but not all, that the way that your family has like family patterns, generational patterns, it would be very beneficial for you to kind of break those patterns, see what patterns do not apply or do not really work for you, and tuning into something new, tuning into something different, something a change, whether it's a change in the way you think. Maybe your family has always thought or believed in a certain thing, religion or structure, or even just a way of being, and if you kind of let go of the perspective and flow towards something that's more effortless to you, that will definitely open up some new ways that maybe it's just hard to see from a different perspective if you are only coming to this, if you're only going to the same people for help, you're limiting yourself to what like your access and their access. You're limiting to what their experiences are. You need to go and expand a little bit more. Willingness. Okay, we have the card willingness. It says you are able to compromise if the end result is love. So a lot of you, your family hasn't really ventured off. Maybe your family's always lived in the same area or done the same things. No one's really, this card says hold your vision. So even if your family, say, because I'm definitely just getting with this generations card that some of you are just struggling with the beliefs that your family puts onto you when it comes to love, when it comes to life, your career, what would be deemed as successful in their minds is not the same as what you see, right? We have hold your vision. So if it's different, if you feel like your vision is different and you are having a hard time because everyone around you has a different kind of look on where you should go, this card says you and your loved ones are safe. So new moon in Cancer, fixed moon was the other one. So just idealisms, like if you will be fine and your family will be fine if you chose different. Don't let pride get in your way, because that definitely is a big part of why and where certain people feel stubborn is pride here. Okay, because pride, full moon in Leo. Okay, Leo is really fiery energy. Cancer, I think, is water sign, if I'm correct. And so with these two here, you kind of have them counteracting each other. I see lots of conflict when it comes to holding on to pride or holding on to because pride can very much make you stubborn. It can keep you too proud of how things have always been, like how do I expand on that? Like taking in that one way is the like my way or the highway. That's not really a healthy perspective to stay in. If simply putting it, choosing what would make you happy instead of being so prideful of where you're at, to the point of when you know that you need to change, like not really being able to, because pride will get in your way. If you've done a lot of success in one area in your life, okay, family, career, love, whatever it may be, if you've done a lot to get to where you're at and you're proud of that, but there does need to be a change, pride can get in your way because you're becoming too stubborn, like not ready for change, not open to change, not seeing how being too prideful is also an adverse effect on growth. Because yes, it's absolutely fine to be proud of yourself, to be proud of where you've come. But if you are no longer happy in your situation, then holding on to pride for a situation that isn't for you anymore is going to be detrimental. And so that's kind of the message there. But we have action. Okay, some of you need to start taking action on the things that, and I love that there's horses on this here, because horses are really fast and peaceful motion. They're very graceful. And we have journey, number 2, the number 17 and number 2, okay, and financial constraints. So when it comes to going off on this journey, right, I think this message is going to resonate for those people who are looking at this reading for career purposes, right? If you need to make a move on your career, the journey is daunting for those that have financial constraints, right? They perhaps a family to think about, or even just rent, bills to think about. But back to this, you and your loved ones are safe card. If you are happy in your decisions and strong in your decisions, you will be safe. Especially if you don't move too hastily, right? Because I was saying that horses are really graceful energy, graceful and quick energy. So don't be, if you're feeling overwhelmed, you know, back to this a deep breath card. All right, take a deep breath. Really figure out where it is, like where your placements are, and take, you know, don't take such a big action that it's detrimental to your journey, but more so take small steps that lead you closer, right? Merry motive is like, if you have an ultimate motive and your motive is to be happy, then the small steps that you take in your daily life will eventually lead you to that job change, or lead you to changing your relationship, or changing, like, it doesn't even have to be completely changing your relationship or changing your job, but changing like a dynamic or structure or some way of existing within that connection. Regardless of what it is, it should flow effortlessly. It shouldn't be so such a, again, with this journey, it shouldn't be such a, it shouldn't take so much out of you energetically to get what you want. It should come effortlessly. And moving forward, I have the rest and rejuvenation. Some of us need some rest from the situation to really see the clearer picture, because Goddess of the Moon. Here I'm just picking up just that there has been too much surrounding the situation, that when you step out of the light, or step out or step into the darkness, whether you need to step into the light or into darkness, right? Because some of you have been in darkness for a long time and need to kind of shine the light back onto yourselves, or really just remind yourselves of your own light. But some of you, if you're shining a lot of light and you're finding it hard to navigate, maybe, you know, coming into some darkness, really figuring out the darkness so that you can kind of keep shining, right? Because the darkness the dark and light is always going to be something you'll need to balance. So if you're spending too much time in the spotlight, or being seen, or being and it's causing you anxiety, you know, isolate, or maybe not even isolate, you know, take some space, take some time for yourself. When I was shuffling some of these cards, the Hermit card kept coming out, so I feel like that's really for a lot of our light beings that are shining a lot of light for others, and the shadows of others is really just starting to seep in. So that's when you go into your own little darkness, or into your own little cave, right? A little sanctuary, because that's what I consider caves, is like a sanctuary or a safe place to kind of hold shelter for yourself if you feel lost. And for those of you that have been in the dark for too long, look towards the light beings in your life, the very heavy, lighthearted, not so heavy energies, people who make you feel uplifted. Really just tune into that with the goddess of the moon. Moon is definitely anybody who knows anything about the moon is a reflection and a solid object in our sky, right? And it reflects back the light from our sun. And so sometimes just when the sun is too bright, just shining on for too long, it is pretty wholesome to find some time, out in the darkness, in nighttime, And so we have Y, the card Y, and poise. So I feel like there's just a lot of energy surrounding my individuals of like, why is my situation happening the way it is? Why is it so hard? Why is it like, why aren't things working out, or why aren't things working out the way I want them to? Why? And the question, right, is calling you to be more poised when it comes to your reaction to things. Because if you're like, why, and getting all flustered, in a sense, you're still becoming stubborn or too proud of a situation you shouldn't really be proud of anymore. Like, if you are unhappy in your situation, what is there so, like, how was I gonna word that? If you are unhappy in your situation, like, what is there to be proud of if you are unhappy? Like, for example, 20 years of an unhappy marriage, that's not something to be proud of. That's like, in a sense, like, okay, this is an example. I'm not saying this applies to everyone, but if it does, okay, keep listening. But it's like, when you say, oh, I'm proud that I've been in a 20-year long marriage, right? And you don't want to let go of that, of the pride, or of the relationship, or of the marriage, or whatever. It could be a relationship, it doesn't have to be marriage. But if you're holding on to it, why are you so proud of it if it's not even something that's making you happy? Like, that, make it make sense. Really make it make sense. So just because something is new, or just because something is uncomfortable, doesn't mean it's not for you. Because, mind you, okay, keep yourself in mind that the things that make you happy is what's supposed to be what you are proud of. And so if your situation isn't really making you happy, hold your vision for hold on to this new experience that you're kind of intrigued by, and slowly, it doesn't have to be a complete 180. Like, you're doing this thing, and then now you're doing this other thing. It doesn't have to be that. It could be a slow shift, as long as you're willing to see what you need to see when it comes to your confidence, when it comes to your perspective, when it comes to pride, when it comes to feeling safe, when it comes to just with love in life. Financial constraints could really be stopping some of you from making the proper moves, because some of you are masculines wanting to be a provider for your loved ones. Some of you want to have this independence, have certain specific goals that you'd like to meet beforehand. But don't get me wrong, having all that is a really great set of idealisms to want to have before making any moves forward. But then just be mindful that if you keep doing this, you're like, doing this, I'm waiting until I'm ready, I'm waiting until this, I'm waiting until that. You're then becoming the excuse maker for why you haven't started yet. Okay? Because you're not going to become ready. You're kind of giving yourself an ultimatum in a sense, because it's like all or nothing, and you don't have very much to work off of, and you're not. I'm not trying to blame anybody here, but if this is you, okay, make sure that you're checking yourself, and instead of rather going all or nothing, bringing in the small steps to get closer and closer to being ready. And you'll be surprised that this ready notion that you're looking for is an illusion, because you're never going to fully be ready for anything. Everything is supposed to be a learning experience. And so you choose to start, or you choose to just keep making excuses. Okay, and that could be with taking your leap of faith towards a love connection, taking a leap of faith towards a job, taking a leap of faith towards applying towards something, right? School, it could be your job, it could be and applying yourself isn't just like writing up an application, all right? It's not writing up an application and like hoping for the best. It's really just making sure you are choosing what would bring in the energy and the situation and what you want ultimately. And with the I'm remembering this why card and being poised, and so it's like, instead of wondering why, figure out why. Don't just sit and be like, oh man, I suck, and like just inwardly directing the negativity or like the situation, right? The situation didn't work out because it wasn't for you. And it's like, and it's not for you. And when I say it's not for you, it may be just for the current time. It could be not now, later on when you're more developed, or for instance, look somewhere else. Because we definitely always have options when it comes to anything. There's always the power of choosing a different direction, or choosing a different person, or a different way to approach the same person, or a different way to approach the same job, or however, it's going to be unique on everybody, all right? So I'm just shuffling out more just cards from this Rider-Waite deck, just to get more channeled messages out for, I'm going to do the love messages first, and the life messages for anybody who like has a change of career situation. Tune in for both if you'd like to, but right now I'm doing the love reading for my channeled messages collective here for Melly Monday, the 15th. And this is, it's in the title, but this reading is timeless for whenever you come across it. So don't be warded off by the fact that this was done and recorded and put up on November 11th. It should be November 11th. That was 11/11, the portal. I don't know, man. Just I'm me talking. I was just talking, but it's timeless. So whenever you find it, just trust that the types of messages coming out are meant for you at this time. All right, so let's get some love reading messages for the collective. Let's see what's going on and what they need to know. Tell me what we need to know. 2 of Wands, Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Ace of Cups, 2 of Wands, okay? Very beautiful energies there. There is potential for opportunities coming your way. I'm seeing that. Strength in reverse. But I feel when it comes to love, it's been hard to kind of stay strong or stay optimistic about your love life because a decision, right? We have strength in reverse and queen in reverse. So as much as, let's get clarity here. Ace of Cups, now I'm getting these cards to clarify what I have. Three of Cups, Temperance in reverse, and Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I'm going to look at what the back of the deck energy is. All right. Back of the deck was the Seven of Pentacles. I know you can't see what I'm looking at, but that's all right. This is my first live show, so I'm trying my best, and we will get to something that works out for everybody. But for now, I think this is fine. But I have Ace of Cups and Three of Cups clarifying that. So lots of friendly energy going on here. Now, Three of Cups can make me feel a little bit suspicious, but Three of Cups has a lot to do with potential third energy. And just because I say third energy, that doesn't automatically mean that there's another person involved in your love life. It may mean that you need to maybe bring some friends into the situation and see how that goes. For some of you that have an opportunity coming up to unite or bring people together, whether it's you and another person and your friends, or even it could be that surrounding the opportunity that's trying to be given to you, right? Like if you really want this Ace of Cups, you really want the potential to grow, you really want the relationship to grow, perhaps what is happening here, what's blocking it or what's causing delays is the need to focus on this third energy, right? With friends, with work. I'm hearing the financial constraints card again. So if your person or you really sees in their future life that they really want stability, that's probably what they're working on or what they're focusing on. Or with friends, right? Having stability and trust and friends. So it's like a lot easier because that's already been developed amongst that person or you, amongst your friends, and the new potential, the new romance is sensitive. And so to ground that, you sort of gotta figure out your placements when it comes to, it's going to be some sort of third energy, whether it's work, family, another person. I'm only letting you know it could be anything. So with the Two of Wands and Temperance in reverse, for one or both of you, the decision is already made, right? Because we have the Two of Wands and he's holding the world in his hands, and he has his back to one and he's holding the other. So Wands energy and Cups energy really, for me, brings in like potential energy. And here the decision feels like it's been made, but the patience surrounding it, Temperance in reverse, is not, it's not prevalent. It's not seen. It's not strong. Especially with the Strength card in reverse and Knight of Pentacles in reverse. And they're both the only yellow cards that came out for this reading. And so I feel like there's just, because you're not receiving your instant gratification, you're becoming quite cold. We have Queen of Swords and she's in reverse. And so Queen of Swords for me is really cunning when it comes to communication, but I feel as though in this situation you're becoming cold because you're just like, all right, well, I'm not getting my seed, you know, my plants taking too long to grow. And you're looking at it like, do I, because the way I'm receiving this card is like, this person looks like, just based off of the energy and stuff, because this card means means different things in different readings for me. And so with the Seven of Pentacles here, it is all about choices. And here you're thinking, well, is this gonna grow? Is this situation going to be for me? Is this gonna if you know about SpongeBob, mihoy minoi noi. Maybe, perhaps, okay, that could be a message for you, because Doodle Bob is a drawn up character, right? And so that could be this is only going to be for some of you, why your situation isn't fully manifesting is because it's an illusion. It's like a made up drawing of what it is that, like, because it's supposed to be SpongeBob, but it's not SpongeBob, it's Doodle Bob. And so with here, Seven of Pentacles, it's choosing what pentacle or what situation to grow upon. For some of you, there is choices. King of Wands, there, I just have the deck. So King of Wands for me, especially lately, is some player energy, but I don't want to say that on everybody, okay? Because if it's not there, only take what resonates, all right? But with this, it's definitely making choices based off of being more patient when letting things play out the way that they need to play out when it comes to love, right? If you make a solid choice, stick with your choice until you truly feel like it's not going anywhere. With the Seven of Pentacles, you are kind of already getting this energy of not going anywhere. So see how much of that is your impatience, and see how much of that is actually true about not going anywhere. Okay? Because I don't want my collective to just be making all these fast decisions because of impatience. All right? I'm a Sagittarius. I'm hearing this a lot for myself, right? This is why the Temperance card is, I believe, a Sagittarian card. It is because it is one of our hardest lessons, is being patient and filling our own cup in the meantime. All right, because it is quite hard to want something really badly and not see things follow through. And it's like, if you need this instant gratification, all right, go for it. But then just be mindful that when you are impatient and then you okay, I'm getting, because I got this, I have this tattoo. It's a dandelion tattoo. And for me, it really I really resonate with like dandelions and how they're seen as a weed, but we tend to pick them and make wishes off of them. And when we blow on a dandelion, we're blowing its seeds and manifesting more dandelions to grow. And it's like wishful, we have wishful thinking. And when you make a wish and you blow on the dandelion, you're creating more dandelions for more wishes. And so if you choose one wish, you may see more come towards you in that regard, but it takes time. It takes, like all plants, it takes, some sunshine, some water, time, someone to pick up the dandelion in the first place, right? Pick up the situation in the first place, pick up that you're even sending signals, or that others are sending signals towards you. you know, like pay maybe closer attention and like really focus on one or two things. Some of you have too many things to pay attention to because we have Magician in reverse, right? So it's like if you are obsessively in your love connection trying to create love so much that you're moving on so fast, right? You made someone realize that you're interested in them, and then by the time it took them for them to realize you were interested, you already moved on. See how that could be detrimental if you are not patient? Is that then that person comes back and then you're just already gone. You're already, like, there wasn't a chance for the connection to grow. And so you're really creating manipulation or manipulating the situation too much, too often, that it's blocking you from this 10 of Cups. 10 of Cups is complete fulfillment, complete happiness. You see the family there, you see the rainbows. It's very colorful, it's very beautiful. And it's this indecision and impatience mixed together is very chaotic energy. And so be mindful of your choices. When you make a choice, stick with it for a while, see it play out. I know if we're all in a rush, you're going to feel like you're spending too much time somewhere or giving someone too much attention or too much this. But there's other complications than just you. Remember, just like you have a family, a career, friends, social life, finances, all this stuff to worry about, remember that if you're bringing another person into the picture, they have those things to worry about too. They have those, like everyone has a different set of problems. So if your only focus is with love, realize you're also taking away from other elements in your life. And with the third energy, maybe your person's just really focusing on not love, and they're focusing on family, they're focusing on work, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with focusing on like the priorities. Like, I know that we want to be a part of someone's priorities, but you can't. That's something that develops over time. Someone from the get-go isn't going to realize immediately unless you say something. If you're just hinting and hinting and hinting, please be mindful that it's going to take a little bit of time for them to realize what you are hinting at. If you're really direct, it could be too much in the energy than that person is looking for. So just like play the cards, play the situation, let yourself see what you need to see. 3 of Wands here if I cut the deck, okay? It's all about maybe perhaps you're going to be turning your back to 2 potentials and just really going towards something completely different, all right? Everyone's situation is going to be different, but that's the messages for love for my collective, all right? And let's see up next what's going on in our career situation, because that's like a big part of our lives and a big part of our ability to take on our life is our career, what we choose to do with our life, right? Because that's basically like what brings us stability, what brings us income. Okay, so let's see what messages are going to come out for career for my channeled message collective. I have the Magician to starting to create the situation that we want. The Star, figuring out where we need to be pulling our energy. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. All right, that's especially with the Wheel of Fortune there, and we see it in reverse. Okay, I'm a little concerned, but we'll keep moving on. Okay, Queen of Wands. Two of Wands in reverse, okay? And the Ten of Swords. Let me clarify what's out, and then I can start talking to you. Okay, let's see what's going on with this Magician card. Clarify this Magician for the reading on career for Melly Monday's community. Channel messages for the Magician, and clarify the Magician. Clarify this reading, please. We have the Nine of Wands in reverse. Let me show you. Okay, and let's see what's going on here with the Star card. Tell me what's up with the Star. And, oops, Six of Pentacles. Love to see the Six of Pentacles. And we have the Seven of Wands, Queen of Wands. Thank you for clarifying. Two of Wands in reverse. Clarify that. Okay, clarifying the Queen of Wands was the Page of Swords in reverse. Clarify this Two of Wands in reverse for the collective, please. Eight of Wands reverse. And Ten of Pentacles. Clarify that Ten of Pentacles, please. Clarify the Ten of Pentacles. Not Ten of Pentacles. We want Ten of Pentacles. Clarify the Ten of Swords. Sorry about that. Clarify the Ten of Swords. Clarify this Ten of Swords for the collective, please. Clarify it, please. Clarify the situation for my collective, please. Oops. King of Cups reverse. Okay. So I'm picking up, especially with the end card here. I just want to start off with that, even though it's at the end of the reading. Ten of Swords and the King of Cups in reverse. Just a far, far separation between how you feel and like the stability in your life. Okay, because if the money is making you happy, okay, and that's the only thing making you happy in your work situation, you can find the income anywhere. And I like literally mean anywhere. You don't have to take a pay cut. You don't have to take the situation. You don't have to keep going at your job. You can find a new job. And I know it's way easier said than done. I understand that. But when something is detrimental to your mental health and to your well-being, you're separating yourself from your feelings, you're always unhappy. You go to work and you're unhappy, and then you come home and you're just complaining about work, or you can't stop thinking about work because it's so stressful, or like maybe, I don't know, there's a situation here where the Ten of Swords is just really unhappy energy. And you can literally see that depicted here by having 10 of these swords just stabbed in your back. And that's what happens when you get stabbed in the back once, stabbed in the back twice, thrice, more times, and you haven't taken the swords out. You didn't change the situation. You didn't change the dynamic. You didn't do anything about it. And then now you're here, King of Cups, separated from your feelings, separated from yourself, separated from your fulfillment. You're not in control of your work situation anymore, I'm hearing. With the Magician, okay, starting at the beginning of the reading of the cards, okay, we have the Magician and Nine of Wands, okay. This Nine of Wands, if I show you, he's exhausted. We're exhausted, and I feel like with the Magician here coming out, we just want to change that. We want to change how exhausted we feel. And even like, I just feel like even on days off from work, you don't get the complete rest that you need because it's so overwhelming. It's so overflowing because you've sort of let the cycle go on too long. And now you're so deep in it that it feels impossible to take yourself out of it because Financially, you feel unsafe, right? Financial constraints. It's stopping you from doing what you want. It's stopping you from starting on the journey that you want. You don't feel confident in your decision because XYZ, because you can't afford it, you can't do this, you can't do nobody wants to hear it anymore. Your complaints are your complaints, okay? Make changes where you do feel safe, but begin to make changes. Start your applications, start pulling energy towards balance, right? If you feel unhappy, to the point where then you're taking it out on your family, taking it out on your friends, you're not spending enough time. The Star card and the Six of Pentacles card really tells me here that there is a really, really deep need for rebalancing, okay? Rebalancing, if you're very, very unhappy in your work life, finding a job that would make you happy. If you are not spending enough time with family and friends, this is your message to rebalance that. Don't, work is work, okay? The people in your life, your life is not work, okay? You're like, as much as, and I have a hard time with that too, right? Because I love doing this, but taking myself away from my family and friends is not worth the money I'll get from doing what I already love, okay? Because I need to spend the money. I need to, on myself and my friends and my family, and I have to enjoy myself. And so if you come to not enjoying yourself, find what it is that you need. It could be finding a new job. It could be just having family time, more family time, asking your job for more time off, whatever it is, okay? Just make sure that you're making those decisions, because when you resist, because I'm hearing because you're scared, okay? You're scared of asking for things. With this, especially with the Seven of Wands, it's just being resistant for like not really a clear reason, because if you look at the card, this guy is using he's using his stick to fight with other sticks. These things are just sticks. You know what I mean? Like, and so that really just feels like fighting with yourself on what you need to do because of fear, because you're worried you're not going to get what you want. It's like, if you don't get what you want in a situation, look somewhere else. Get it somewhere else. Okay, because I want this Wheel of Fortune to be an upright. Wheel of Fortune in reverse is really concerning for me, because it's like things are not turning out in your favor and feeling like that. And maybe the rebalance is being non-resistant to something. Okay, whatever it may be. We have Queen of Wands, Page of Swords. What did I say about, like, I said something about just being afraid. Page of Swords is speaking up on what it is you want and need. And maybe you're not even maybe you haven't even spoken up to yourself on what you need. You, like, the realization maybe it's dawning right now as I'm telling you that you need more you need more time and space to be able to do what you want, right? And so speak up on how, or take action on how. Page of Swords, communication. Okay, but it's also being ready to fight for what it is, okay? Being ready, right? Because I see, just love seeing the clouds there, the blue imagery, and look at his stance. It's like, look at me, like, I'm ready. And so it's like, he doesn't look totally like in a fighting position, but he does have a sword. And if there is something headed his way, all right, he will see it. And so it's like, if you see something that you want, or something headed your way, be ready. With this Queen of Wands, be ready and composed, ready and confident, right? You see the Queen of Wands in all yellow, and so just having confidence when it comes to what will be coming your way, what and fighting, okay? Fighting for what is bringing you confidence, bringing you wish fulfillment, like what it is that you want. Make sure that you have a steady ground, having steady, communication when it comes to receiving it. Two of Wands, Eight of Wands in reverse, because steady, okay, there's steadiness that is needed here, because the Two of Wands reverse, Eight of Wands reverse, it's not having had made a clear decision yet, and that's okay. Not really taking action forward on a decision either, and that's also okay, but it's only going to be okay for so long, okay? Because there is a need to change this cycle of unhappiness, because it's leaking, all right? It's leaking, and everybody can see it and feel it, and it's not fun to be you or around you lately. And if you're picking up on that, there's a clear reason why, because you're not making choices on what it is that you need to do. That's very, very prevalent here, okay? I'm going to just remind you of this. This is not fun to see King of Cups and Ten of Swords. King of Cups reverse and Ten of Swords. It's just not fun for anyone to be dealing with. Stop the cycle of fighting yourself on whatever it is. Here it's a career reading, but I think in general, right, for everyone who needed a love and life reading, that is the situation. Stopping the cycle, figuring out where, like, what it is you need to do, and it's going to be different on everyone. You're going to have some are going to have small actions. Some are going to take big actions. It just depends on how severely upset you've been, or how severe or how extreme your situation calls, right? And some of this energy is if you don't make changes now, there's going to be a forceful change when you're not ready. And so make sure you're bringing in the positive energy and making sure that you're prepared. Now, you're not going to ever feel fully ready or fully prepared, but if you have done the small steps to be even halfway there, or even a quarter of the way there, it's going to be harder to manage when it comes to, if you're going to have it be that forceful of a change. Seven of Swords, just leaving behind any energy that is clearly just too much for you, whether it's spending too much time in work, spending too much time in a relationship that's not working, right? Because look at her. She's leaving behind two swords and carrying whatever she is able to carry to keep moving on. And so some of us have been carrying too much when it comes to other people's burdens, other people's problems, the problems at work. It's overshadowing or weighing too heavily over you, that it's stopping you from, when the weight is too heavy, okay, when there's too much on your plate, you cannot move forward. So this woman is leaving behind what she doesn't need. Look, it looks like she only needs, and she can only carry 5 swords. And so she just left them behind. And that is ultimately where she or he brings back the King of Wands energy, being controlled when it comes to potential energies, when it comes to dreams, maybe things that you daydream about, things that, you know, when you think about them, you're like, oh man, I want to do that, or that seems really cool. If you can bring back this energy of being controlled in taking more action and being put together towards what you want, and leaving what isn't in alignment with that altogether, is your message, I think, because judgment needs to be had over some individuals in your life and some situations in your life. All right, new judgment, right? Enlightenment. Because I see here the angel looking down at these gray souls, the gray, like these situations. I think they, and like, look, they're in boxes for some reason. So I feel like just letting go of people and situations that make you feel stuck, that make you feel not free, that make you feel unhappy, and casting new judgments on this, and having control over having more control over what it is that you want. Oh my goodness. Like, because when you lose control, that's because there's so much energy towards these two of swords behind you, right? And it's like, you should just keep them behind you, keep going. The two of swords and the two of swords as a card, right, is a woman or a person depicted blindfolded, really guarded, not seeing something. And it's like, well, okay, what you need to see is your situation needs to change, and what that means here for me with the Seven of Swords is leaving behind whatever it is that you weren't seeing. All right, I told you what you need to see. Change. You need to see the situation change, whether it's a dynamic or a complete change, right? Because a dynamic in a situation can be changed. You don't have to change your life or romantic partner or change your job completely. If you find that you just need more family time or more time off or more of something, then communicate that first before just being like, nope, bye, because that would be too, earlier in the reading I was saying, don't play ultimatums with yourself and the people in your life. Make sure you're communicating things so that there is understanding, more control over what it is that you want. The wands is definitely potential, and king, with it being a king coming out here, just bringing in more control. But if there's some waiting that needs to happen, do that. Don't make any moves if you don't feel safe, but at the same time, trust that how you feel and what you know isn't completely correct, because with holding on to pride, or earlier in the reading I was saying that maybe your perspective is skewed a little bit, right? Because my example earlier was if you're really proud of say I mentioned a 20-year marriage or relationship, or maybe it wasn't 20 years, maybe it's 10 years or 5 years, but it's something that makes you unhappy, then why are you so proud of that? Does that make sense? So safeness could be based off of familiarity. It could be based off of you've never known anything else. It could be based off of many things. And so when it comes to feeling safe and when it comes to making decisions, just make sure that it's out of confidence. Make sure it's based off of the right time. Sometimes when it comes to you have a decision, it's based off maybe you need to have more time with that decision before taking action behind it. Because if you make the decision and then immediately do something about it, if you went too fast, the repercussions are it's really risky, okay? Not knowing or not having enough information. But ultimately, I'm here to remind you guys that your perspective can be skewed, and your comfort zones are your comfort zones, and everyone can do and is free to do with their situation as they please. Just because I'm saying you need change doesn't mean that your change should happen. You know, if I believe your change should happen now, but you feel otherwise, listen to yourself first. I'm just here to remind you of how or why, or even the fact that you need change somewhere in your life. This reading was about love and life. And definitely just letting go of the extra stuff that wouldn't be very helpful for when it comes to protecting yourself. Because I with the Seven of Swords, she has these swords because she needs to be able to protect herself, and that's divine. That is perfectly fine. But if you have too much protective measures, it will stop you. It'll be too much for you to carry moving forward. It will slow you down. It will stop you. And so really ensuring that when you are ready to take action, that you are ready to take action as quickly as you see it being taken, right? Because sometimes it's all about just foresight, or and not being so afraid of what's out there. King of Swords, I feel like that's my confirmation that I've said everything I need to say, especially with the butterflies there at the top. Just letting everyone go into their transformations as they see fit, okay? And if you need specific clarity for your situation, I do personal readings. This was a general reading for my collective for both love and life, okay? Just so thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all, and I'll see you next time. Bye.